Icon cars in Need for Speed are like peas in a pod. There is so many of them. The Lamborghini Murcielago from the Hop Shoot 2 cover. This Toge Union 350Z from Pro Street. The countless Blacklist cars which people recreate year upon year upon year. We even had an update in Need for Speed 2015 that was called the Legends update where they added all these liveries in the game. And with the M3 GTR, the Underground 2 350 and Eddie Skyline already in the game, it's definitely possible and they can definitely do this. And I don't think it would actually be too much effort from a development perspective either. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk Need for Speed icon cars. So before we go any further, I want to go say make sure to subscribe and thank you to everyone that recommended this in the community section. I asked you guys what you'd like to see in a coming update, and this was one thing that I've actually had an idea on for ages. I'm going to make a PvP video in the future, but I need a little bit more time with that. This is something which I've just been thinking of, and I've already got the idea for it, so I'm just going to shoot you with it. So we already know that Need for Speed is going to be a live service game. If you haven't already watched my developer interview, I will leave it in a card up here, but it's quite a long video, so watch it after this one. That means that we are going to be seeing live content, and I think icon cars have a place in live service. Now, their minds are probably already made up on this, but I kind of want to get the idea out there anyway. I think it's a really interesting concept having this kind of Speedhunters magazine idea, which I've got, so I'm going to talk about it anyway, even though all of this stuff's probably already planned. That's why I find it so confusing that they haven't actually told us anything yet, because this has all been planned behind the scenes. They already know what they're doing. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the idea. So during a season, we will have 3 Speedhunters magazines given to us. It would look something like this. You could find these in the menus and you could go back to these at any time, so it's not like Forzathon where it's limited time. You would be able to go in, access these challenges through the menu. There'd be 3 ones per season, so you'd have one at the start, one in the middle, one in the end. That's so we actually have things to look forward to. I think drip feeding, it's good and bad. I would much prefer it if they could give us all at the start, but that's never going to happen. With these magazines comes some challenges. These challenges should all be relatively hard. Now, not hard to the point where you won't be able to finish it, but you know, like silver on prestige mode if you ever played Need for Speed 2015. So for this one, for example, this is Yoshi Suzuki's 350Z from Need for Speed Pro Street. What I actually did with the cover is I literally just got a Super Street one and then stripped it down, put Speedhunter stuff on it, and then got a picture I got. And I think it looks pretty cool, to be fair. I don't see any reason why they couldn't do this if I did this in like 10 minutes. Anyway, back on topic. So with this 350Z, obviously this is a drift car from Pro Street, so all of the challenges would be drift related. I thought it'd be a really cool idea if you actually did the challenges in the specific car. That completely gets rid of the whole like people just using RSRs or RX-7s to just completely boost and get past it. Like if you actually did the challenges in said car, then it gives you more of a reason to actually want to go ahead and get the car because you've already used it. It looks fucking cool. So say with this icon car, there's like 4 or 5 challenges. Get X amount on a drift zone. Get 300 million points in 3 minutes at Bird Eye. Have a photo mode thing where you have to take a photo near like a drift course or something. I don't know, something across those lines. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see in this mode. And then once you do all of that, you can do it in any particular order. You then get given the car permanently. And every car would have to be, you know, loyal and very, very true to the original. So if they were, for example, supposed to add the Murcielago from the Hop Shoot 2 cover, that would have to be the actual Murcielago from that cover with the rims, with the colors, etc, etc. Likewise, if they were going to add the Blacklist cars, they would have to do the body kits, etc, the sounds. If Earl's Evo would actually have to have the Earl's Evo kit, it couldn't just be the normal kit, because otherwise there's no point in doing it half-assed. If you're going to do it right. The way they went around the actual cover cars in the game currently, fantastic, absolutely great. And there's no excuse to me when Forza are adding so many new cars for free, why they can't just make body kits for existing cars. I just don't see why and how that would be that hard. And I feel like they wouldn't be doing the originals justice by doing anything other than, you know, one-to-one recreations of those cars. And if I can think of an idea like this, and I'm just sitting here in my bedroom, I don't see any reason why cool shit like this can't be added in Need for Speed Heat. But obviously I'm not a developer and I can't code and vehicle design, so that's a little bit of a problem. And that's the idea for the concept generally. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about what cars I'd actually like to see here. There's so many. There's honestly so many that they haven't already touched. I feel like it's been a missed opportunity, not only in Ghost games, but Criterion era games. I don't feel like anyone has done it properly. They kind of just put the M3 in there and think, oh, that's fan service. Oh, don't want that. I don't want it. Like, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a little bit bored of seeing the M3 everywhere. I get a bit more of a kick out of fan service, like, in terms of, like, Darius's R8 and, like, the Hot Pursuit 2 Lambo and, like, Izzy's RX-8. Oh, that was one of my favorite cars in that game. You know, the whole of the Eastsiders crew. Like, let's not forget, they had a whole crew in that game. The whole of the Super Promotion crew, you know, the Apex Sky crew, whatever you want to call them. Like, there's a lot of, you know, cars in the series that have just never been touched since the games that they came out from. Could you imagine having a Speedhunters magazine at the end of a season where it's literally all of the Eastsiders cars? Like, that wouldn't be that hard to do. Or a handful. I'm obviously not expecting all of them. Obviously, they've got to make the body kits, etc. in that time, but I don't see any reason why that couldn't be done. Maybe they have an Eastsiders season or the kind of Eastsiders themed season, an underground themed season, and then during that season, they have Eastsiders cars on the Speedhunters mag, which you can go ahead and collect. I think that's cool. Exclusivity is very important as well. It was way too easy to get the M3 GTR and the Eddie Skyline, etc. They need to be a lot harder to obtain because there's no point in adding them if they don't feel special. The whole point in this is that they feel special. Completely like lock down and restrict the customization. I completely get that. But don't give it to me by completing the drift story, which is like 5 races long. It makes no sense. But anyway, I got a bit sidetracked then. What cars would I like to see in there? So I mentioned a few already. Other ones on top of that can include the Tuner RX-7, the green one, the Bushido RX-7, really cool. The Runs Mustang, iconic. Let's not forget about Ghost's own catalog. All of the cars from Need for Speed 2015, the RWB green Porsche, you know, the BRZ, the Need for Speed 2015 BRZ. There's a lot of iconic cars that were actually in Need for Speed 2015. Not a lot of people give that credit, but like, there's a lot of cars that they already have from previous catalogs, which they should put in there. Max Belair, why is the Femme one in the game and not that? No sense. Like I said, there's a huge pool of cars they can take from. Obviously, I'm not expecting every single car to be completely new. I would expect them to pull from their back catalog so they can already recreate those cars in-game. It takes time and money to make body kits, so I can understand why, you know, that might be a little bit of a problem. But I don't think that's an excuse either because, like I said, there's cars to pull from 2015 as well. And that's my idea. That's what I think about icon cars. Speedhunters mag, 1-to-1 originals, pull from the back catalog. I think that's basically what I want to see. Icon cars in some way needs to be a part of live service. I think with live service, how they do it is they need to make it very abundant from the get-go. This is how we're going to structure it. You're going to get X new amount of modes, X new amount of cars, X new amount of icon cars, etc, etc, X like a mode maybe each time. They just need to make it obvious the structure of how they're going to do it. If it's completely random each time and we don't know what to expect, that's going to be a problem. If it's paid, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, it needs to be free. All of this needs to be free. You can't be doing paid stuff in 2015 like that anymore, unless, you know, you're going to have free stuff alongside it. It's not how games work anymore. And that's my opinions anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe.